Hello there, Brick Fanatics. Happy August. Yes, we have somehow made it to the 8th month of the year, which is called August instead of October because we don't have time for a history lesson right now because it's time to look at some new LEGO sets. August is a big month for the LEGO group. There are a whole host of new LEGO sets across various different themes that are making their way onto store shelves. Depending on where you live in the world, there may well be even more because some countries have lagged behind a little bit and so are getting some releases that hadn't previously been available there but had been widely available everywhere else. Now this video is coming out a little bit later than most of the monthly updates that we do. This is largely because of just how busy July ended up being. It does feel like the LEGO group has really ramped things up recently in terms of just how much new stuff they're putting out. Hopefully this video will be useful to you if you are still umming and ahhing about what exactly you want to pick up on the 1st of August, or indeed this video will be useful after the 1st of August if you just want to know what new stuff is out. As we go through this list, do bear in mind that we have an affiliate link down in the description and a QR code that is currently on screen. If you are going to be purchasing any of these brand new LEGO sets, make sure that you use those links in order to help Brick Fanatics out. We get a percentage of the sale when you buy through those links. It doesn't cost you a penny extra. Now in a video last week we spoke about some retiring sets and I mourned the loss of the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship because after many years on store shelves it is finally time for that thing to set sail and journey into the West. What can you see? In that video I did say that I don't imagine we'll get another Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship just yet, and this month in particular shows just how well stocked the LEGO catalogue now is for various different pirate ships. So over the course of this video, as and when they pop up, we are going to have a little counter on the bottom of the screen that says how many pirate ships the LEGO group is releasing on the 1st of August. I am being very broad here and very generous in counting things as pirate ships because, for example, I don't imagine that these unicorns are going to engage much in attacking other ships on the high seas. However, I'm calling it a pirate ship anyway because it's a ship with sails and that's good enough here. We're not pedants on the Brick Fanatics YouTube channel. Either way though, it is really fun to see so many new pirate ships. If you are into the pirates theme and you want something that is kind of similar to that, something that's going to work alongside your existing pirate sets, then this month is a very good month for you. That out of the way, let's dive in. We're going to go theme by theme here. I'm going to pause every now and then to highlight particular LEGO sets that I think might be worth your attention. Animal Crossing. The following Animal Crossing sets are releasing on the 1st of August 2025. 77056 Blathers Museum Collection. 77057 Creative Houses Seasons of Fun. 77058 Goldie's Cozy House. I've said it before, I feel like Animal Crossing is the best Nintendo theme in LEGO at the moment simply because these sets do exactly what you would want from them. They are fun to build, they are fun to look at, they are fun to play with, they tick all of the boxes without being extortionately priced or just way too large and complicated, and they don't require any tedious faffing about with digital stuff. Of these, I like Blathers Museum the best. Not only is this a fan favourite character that most players of the game are going to recognise without any prompting, but also it's got a cool museum in it. It's got this funky skeleton of a Triceratops, for example. This is neat stuff whether or not you're into Animal Crossing. Architecture. The following LEGO Architecture set will release on the 1st of August 2025. 21063 Neuschwanstein Castle. If you have not seen our video on this set already, I absolutely definitely recommend you check it out. It was done by Rachel, who used to be a tour guide working at the castle, so the absolute perfect person to talk about its history as well as give you a look at the LEGO set. I had thought that given that Rachel had done that video, I had successfully gotten away with not having to say Neuschwanstein in a video. It turns out that that was not correct. I hope my pronunciation is not utterly terrible. Botanical. The following two botanical sets are releasing on the 1st of August. 10372 Hibiscus, 10373 Mini Bonsai Trees. Both of these are delightful, charming little builds. The bonsai trees work very well with the older bonsai LEGO set that we had a few years ago, which is still like top tier in terms of a lot of these botanical sets, just really well put together. It's nice to now have this one as well with some slightly smaller tree builds with different kinds of foliage and different colour schemes to them. That's an absolutely fantastic inclusion. I also just wanted to highlight very quickly the shells used on this hibiscus. I love the way that the botanical theme uses a bunch of elements in different ways to create various different flower petals, etc. It's just so inventive and clever. That is one of my favourite things about this theme. Brickheads. The following two Brickheads release on the 1st of August. 40799 Monkey D. Luffy. 40800 Buggy the Clown. We'll be talking more about One Piece in a little bit. It is nice to have these two characters in Brickheads form though, simply because they can go on your shelf alongside all of your other Brickheads if you are that person who is super into Brickheads and nothing really else in LEGO. Sound off in the comments if that is you. You are seen and you are appreciated. Creator 3-in-1. Now here we go with our first few pirate Lego sets that are coming out this month, although they're not necessarily shown off as pirate sets, but there's definitely some pirate potential in here. I have to say, by and large, I do really love all of these Creator 3-in-1 sets. I think that this is one of the more underrated themes in the LEGO catalogue at the moment. There's so many really cool, inventive builds, and the fact that you get 3 different models out of each one, 3 different potential possibilities, is absolutely brilliant to have and really speaks to the whole foundational core of LEGO, the build it your way mentality, where you're able to do with this whatever you want. That being the case, let's go through all of these brand new sets, and some of them, as said, are going to be a little bit piratey. 31166 Beautiful Horse, 31167 Haunted House, 31168 Medieval Horse Knight Castle, 31171 Majestic Rhino with Birds, 31173 Tropical Toucan, 31174 Retro Telephone, 31175 Unicorn Castle. Did you spot the pirate ships? There are 2 LEGO sets here that have alternate builds which are in some way sail ships. We've got, as mentioned previously, the Unicorn Castle, which can be a pirate ship if you want it to be, and the Haunted House can be a ghost ship, which is just absolutely fantastic. What a brilliant, very appropriate alternate build for that one. This is of course also a very good month for people who like castles, because we've got that brilliant looking castle, and the more I look at this Creator 3-in-1 castle, the more I'm just blown away by how cool it is and how much neat stuff there is in there. Unicorn Castle, I imagine, is probably not going to go on many people's shelves next to their existing castle theme sets. However, it is a castle as well. It's a very nice one. It's got a very funky pastel colour scheme to it. Honestly, I could wax lyrical about all of these sets and their various different alternate builds and probably do a video just on that, but we do need to keep the ball rolling on this one. DC. The LEGO Group has not decided to be particularly topical with their release for the DC theme in the summer of 2025. Instead of something based on the Superman film that everybody is watching right now, we have something based on a Batman film that came out 30 years ago. Hopefully we'll get some Superman stuff a little bit later down the line. In the meantime, I do quite like the Batman Forever Batmobile. I do think it has some issues, and that has more to do with the source material not really being a great fit for LEGO than it does with the LEGO set itself. If you haven't seen our review for the LEGO set alongside the Fantastic Four LEGO set, do check that out. There is a link in the description. Exclusives. Here we're going through the list alphabetically. Exclusive is the kind of the blanket term for a bunch of things that don't really fall into any other LEGO category. There's some neat stuff in here though. 40805 Arcade Machine, 40811 Altar of the Dead, 40822 Jack-o'-lantern Pickup Truck, 40825 Halloween Wreath. So 3 of these are seasonal. I do quite like the Altar of the Dead skull, that's very nice. The Halloween wreath. Are Halloween wreaths a thing? As a British person where Halloween is only kind of tolerated by some people, I don't know if that's like a regular thing. I guess Americans can let me know in the comments. But certainly I do really like this little pumpkin pickup truck. I think that is cute. The absolute winner for me though in this theme is not one that is tied to a specific holiday, because every day is a day for retro gaming. Here's this brilliant little arcade machine. This is a great one for people like myself who have not been willing to commit to the size and indeed the cost of the Pac-Man arcade machine, but who still want a little LEGO arcade machine. This one is a lot smaller. It felt like a nice looking build when I just saw the outside of it. When I found out that it opens up like a book and has got all of this cool other retro gaming stuff inside, I just could not help myself. That is definitely going on my list. I love, what is this? That looks like Outrun there. And then there's this thing here, which could be a little yellow Game Boy, but it also could be a play date, and that's a reference that a lot of people are just not going to get. But either way, there are some really neat stickers in this set. I do think the graphic designers have had a lot of fun here, popping in a bunch of little references and Easter eggs. Fortnite. There's one Fortnite set coming out on the 1st of August. It is a big one. 77078 Mecha Team Leader will release on the 1st of August. This is a fun build. It is one that's going to pair very well with something like, say, Voltron from back in the day. I would quite like to put these two next to each other. Gabby's Dollhouse. Gabby Cat, etc, etc. The following Gabby's Dollhouse sets are releasing on the 1st of August. 11204 Mermaid Gabby's Aquarium Adventure. 11205 Sweet Treat Mountain and Kitty Garden. Icons. The following one icon set is releasing on the 1st of August. 10358 Transformers Soundwave. There is a written review for Soundwave over on the Brick Fanatics website, but this feels like a really good moment to just pause for a second and listen to the sounds that come out of this LEGO set thanks to the included sound brick.
Now let's forget our troubles with a big bowl of strawberry ice cream.
There you go. Very glad that there is a sound brick in Soundwave, because otherwise an opportunity would absolutely have been wasted. Ideas. The following LEGO Ideas set will release on the 1st of August. 21359 Italian Riviera. In a previous video, we've covered some of the major changes between the finished design for this one and the original fan design by fan designer Alex. Definitely go check that video out if you have not already. Changes of this nature are par for the course with this kind of LEGO set. The LEGO designers working on the Ideas theme do have the thankless task of having to reinvent the wheel sometimes. Marvel. August is a good month for Marvel sets generally and Spider-Man sets specifically. You could pretend that this is some kind of synergy because a lot of the Spider-Man films are returning to cinemas over the next couple of months. But Sony seems to do that every year now because it's just easy money, so I feel like that's kind of like saying it's convenient that the LEGO store opens its doors when the sun is up. Anyway, the following new sets are releasing on the 1st of August. 76317 Peter Parker's Apartment. 76319 Captain America vs Thanos. 76320 Iron Man and War Machine vs Hammer Drones. 76321 Spider-Man vs Doc Ock Subway Train Scene. 76322 Avengers Endgame Thor vs Chitauri. 76324 Spider-Man vs Oscorp, 76325 Avengers Age of Ultron Quinjet, 76326 Iron Spider-Man Bust. We're kind of at the point where you could spin off Spider-Man to basically be its own theme at this point, and I think a lot of people will be perfectly happy with that because there's an awful lot of really cool stuff. I do quite like this new modular building but with Spider-Man approach that the LEGO group is working on here. If it weren't quite so prohibitively expensive, if it weren't basically almost the same price as modular buildings regularly, I would say, yeah, absolutely, let's just have a little city of these instead because they are smaller, more compact, easier to fit onto a shelf, and they've got lots of Spider-Man in them. Unfortunately though, they are quite highly priced, and as such, you might just be better off popping a few Spider-Man minifigures into a regular modular city. One Piece, and here we are with some more piratey stuff. The following One Piece sets are releasing on the 1st of August. 75636 Windmill Village Hut. 75637 Buggy the Clown Circus Tent. 75638 Battle at Arlong Park. 75639 The Going Merry Pirate Ship. 75640 The Baratier Floating Restaurant. I'm going to add the Going Merry and Baratier to our running total of pirate ships coming out to this month, even though one of them is a restaurant, but it's definitely a pirate restaurant and it's a boat, so it's good enough. Either way, I have it on good authority that that Going Merry pirate ship is basically the successor to the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship anyway, because it's a similar kind of size, it's a really well-built pirate ship, it looks both faithful to the Netflix One Piece show and to the anime and the manga. It's basically anything that anyone could want from a pirate ship, and also it happens to have One Piece in it. When I say that, I mean One Piece the brand, and not One Piece the treasure that all of the pirates are looking for within the story, because according to the creator of One Piece, this isn't going to be one of those circumstances where the real One Piece was the friends we made along the way or any of that nonsense. Moving on, Sonic the Hedgehog. 2 new Sonic the Hedgehog sets, gotta get through these fast. 77005 Knuckles vs Dr. Eggman's Egg Crusher Mech. 77006 Team Sonic Command Truck. Both of these are fun if you don't already have some Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. I do feel like the Sonic theme tends to repeat the same kinds of ideas over and over. You've got Dr. Robotnik / Dr. Eggman in some kind of mech. You've got 1 or 2 of the various different Sonic characters there as well. And here are these things. I think that the bus is kind of fun. I like the Chow Garden getting a reference here. I like that we've got Metal Sonic in another set. But whether or not you feel you need these new Sonic sets will probably depend on how many Sonic sets you've already got. Speed Champions. The following Speed Champion sets release on the 1st of August. 77237 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, 77238 Lamborghini Revuelto and Huracan, 77239 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Supercar, 77240 Bugatti Centodieci Sports Car. And as with German, apologies for my Italian pronunciation here. Star Wars is a good month for Star Wars. If I could take this list of sets back in time and show them to my teenage self, he would absolutely be super thrilled with all of the Spider-Man and Star Wars stuff coming out this month. 75413 Republic Juggernaut, 75414 The Force Burner Snowspeeder, 75417 ATST Walker, 75430 Wicket the Ewok, 75431 327th Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack, 75432 V19 Torrent Starfighter, 75433 Jango Fett Starship, 75434 K2SO, 75435 Battle of Felucia Separatist MTT. So I don't know if you know this, right, but YouTube has got this new feature where unprompted and without anyone asking for it, it will just randomly generate you with AI a bunch of thumbnails for videos you could make. And it suggested that the Brick Fanatics YouTube channel should cover K2SO with this thumbnail. Was this K2SO set tour the worth the huz? And then a picture of a minifigure that doesn't exist. I don't think AI is going to replace humans on YouTube just yet. Super Mario! Wow, these sets were announced a long time ago. A bunch of these LEGO sets are releasing on the 1st of August. Here they are. 72038 Wario and King Boo. 72039 Bowser's Castle. 72040 Captain Toad's Camp. 72041 Party at Toad's House. 72042 Prince Florian and Castle Bowser. 72043 Interactive Lego Mario and Standard Kart. 72044 Piranha Plant Power Up Pursuit. 72045 Shy Guy and P-Wing. Some of these sets are way better than they have any right to be. I really love Wario in particular. I wanted to take this opportunity to have a look at Shy Guy here and do a little mini history lesson on the origin of Shy Guy, because this feels like a subject that anybody who ever talks about Mario on YouTube has to cover. Shy Guy does not originally come from a Mario game, he comes from Doki Doki Panic, which was a game designed for a local festival in Japan, which was Arabian Nights themed, and Nintendo just made a game for them. Then, when the actual Super Mario Bros. 2 was taken to America, the head of Nintendo of America said, "This game is way too hard for American audiences, can't you just turn something else into a Mario game?" And so Nintendo very quickly adapted what was Doki Doki Panic and then just put a Mario skin over the top of it, and that is why Shy Guy is now a Mario villain, even though it was originally designed for this random festival game that nobody was going to remember otherwise. There we go, I have done the obligatory Mario 2 used to be Doki Doki Panic video that every YouTuber has to do at some point if they mention Mario. Technic. The following Technic LEGO sets release on the 1st of August 2025. There is an additional one for the North American market that I will get to in a second. 42211 Lunar Outpost Moon Rover. 42212 Ferrari FXXK. 42213 Ford Bronco SUV. 42214 Lamborghini Revuelto. 42215 Volvo EC500 Hybrid Excavator. Of these, I like the Lunar Rover. It's very fun to see a continuation of the space stuff that we had last year. I really did quite like those Technic kind of hypothetical sets from last year about what the future of space travel might be, and this one will fit very nicely alongside those. Wednesday. This is the last of the LEGO sets that are releasing worldwide on the 1st of August. It is 76784 Black Dahlia Flower. It is a fun little build. It is just in time for Wednesday Season 2, which is hitting Netflix on the 6th of August. Right, with all of that out of the way, it is time for a segment of this video which I am calling Late Again, because sometimes LEGO sets release in most of the world, but then come to the North American region a little bit late, and here are a bunch of latecomers. The following LEGO sets organised by theme will release in the North American region on the 1st of August, but the rest of the world already have them. City. 60455 Police Motorcycle Chase. 60456 Police Boat, 60457 Custom Police Car Garage, 60465 Emergency Air Ambulance Aeroplane, 60466 Bulldozer, 60467 Tow Truck, 60469 Central Train Station, 60470 Explorer Train, 60471 Arctic Truck. Dreams. 71492 Mateo's Fire Chameleon, 71494 Zoe's Time Owl, 71495 Mateo vs Cyber Brain Mech, 71499 Mateo's Spray Paint Truck, 71500 Nightmare Shark Submarine. Friends. 42642 Friendship Movie Night, 42648 Panda Sanctuary, 42653 Music Store and Apartment, 42654 Pony Ranch and Stable, 42658 Unicorn and Flamingo Pool Party, 42659 Friendship Road Trip Travel Car, 42661 Costume Party with Unicorn and Fairy, 42664 Travel Boat Adventure, 42665 Puppy Playground, 42666 Cat Birthday Party, 42671 Plant Cafe and Flower Shop, 42673 Family Vacation Beach Resort, 42674 Comic Book and Game Shop. Minecraft. 21278 The Pillager Outpost and Ravager, 21279 The Enderman Tower. Ninjago. 71838 Kai's Motorcycle Speed Race, 71839 Aaron's Spinjitzu Mech, 71840 Rogue vs Drick's Race Car Duel, 71842 Rontu the Master Dragon, 71843 Rogue's Mech Dragon Rider, 71844 Ninja Combat Vehicle, 71845 Lloyd's Jet Mech, 71848 The Temple Bounty, and there's another point for our pirate ship tracker. Finally, Technic 42208 Aston Martin Valkyrie. That then is every single LEGO set releasing on the 1st of August 2025. Which of these will you be picking up? Let us know in the comments down below. If you happen to be purchasing these from the LEGO website, you can use the affiliate link which is in the description, or the QR code that is currently on screen to take you straight to the LEGO website. We get a percentage of the sale when you purchase through those links, so it helps out the channel, doesn't cost you a penny extra. You can also go to brickfanatics.com for coverage of all things LEGO, and sign up to our newsletter so that you never miss anything LEGO related ever again. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.